We're not telling anybody to break the law, but in this country, we have a constitution, and part of that constitution is the Second Amendment, and that is the right to bear arms. You know, this idea that we're just going to wait on law enforcement is too late. When the law enforcement showed up in San Diego, it was already after the fact. The two Christian terrorists, the white supremacists, had killed themselves. You know, and according to many reports, they had been hit by our brother Amin, and that's why they ran, and they didn't continue, and then they were unable to get to the students because of our brother.
It was an armed Muslim man that protected those children.
And I believe that he should have been armed with something heavier than what he had.
Every Muslim man should own legally a weapon.
And should know how to use it to defend legally within the law, to defend himself and his household and his family. I think it's very, very important that Muslim men step up, and Muslim men have become very soft nowadays. You know, they're very much just keyboard warriors now. They can't even defend their own wives and daughters, let alone the Muslim community. I'm not even saying just security guards. I'm saying every Muslim should be within the law, ready to defend themselves and their community and the innocent. You know, as we saw our brother in Australia that stopped, you know, a guy, even though he didn't even have a weapon.
He was actually stopped a guy shooting up Jews.
Yes, and he protected people of the Jewish faith, because in Islam we believe in protecting the sanctity of all people that are not combatants, places of worship, as the Prophet ﷺ forbid attacking of places of worship, and non-combatants, women, children, elderly, and so on. So when we look at that today, how many Muslim men even know, forget about just owning a gun, but know how to shoot a gun? Just buying a gun is not the solution, right? You know, having the bravery at that moment to be able to, you know, as our brother Amin, may Allah grant him Jannah, did, you know, where he realized he was going to be outgunned. These guys had semi-automatic rifles, even with just a little side handgun, he took them on. And he was able to repel them enough that they didn't go in and kill a lot of other people, right? Even if one life is lost, that is way too many, right? But having said that, the bravery this brother showed saved hundreds, right? So I'm a strong believer in the Second Amendment. I believe in Muslim men and even women learning how to shoot guns, learning how to be safe with guns within the law of the land and the laws that we have and the constitution that we have. I don't know why we think the Second Amendment's only for the non-Muslims, right? I don't understand that, right?
It's crazy.